ever wondered what a naturopath's ideal day looks like? Hello, my successful and healthy earthlings. Mihaela Ragush here, naturopath and founder of the Natural Health Podcast. Today, I will share with you what my ideal day looks like, and you can pick up some tips, hacks, and tricks to optimize your day. And at the end of this podcast, I'm going to give you an opportunity to join a health and success-oriented community for joining the Natural Health newsletter. Welcome to the Natural Health Podcast, where we bring awareness of sustainable health in the business hustle space. The Natural Health Podcast is perfect for the high-performing, business-minded individuals who want to work with their biochemistry to achieve success and optimal health. It's Wednesday, which means it's time for What Would I Do? But before we go, in this episode of Natural Health Podcast, we discuss this week's question. All questions are kept confidential. I read them and answer them as if it was me. The information provided is not to be taken as advice, and it's only for information purposes only. I'm not here to cure, treat, or provide medical advice. I'm here to educate and inform you so you're able to take steps towards optimal health. Please discuss any medical issues with your healthcare professional. Let's get into today's question. Today's question came through and it said, there is so much information out there, it's constantly changing, and a lot of it is conflicting. It can be so overwhelming. What would you describe as an ideal day when it comes to what you're serving up on your plate, self-care practices, and small things to be aware, implement into your daily routine? Maybe picking the top 3, such as water filter and so forth. All right. Amazing question. Thank you so much for writing in. Absolutely love it. So the thing that I want to put in there first is, yes, there is different information out there depending who you talk to. If you talk to a 25-year-old male versus a 25-year-old female, they may do things differently. If you talk to a 30-year-old male towards a 29-year-old male, they may do things differently compared to a 50 and so forth, depending where they're living, what they're doing. There's so many factors to take consideration because everyone thinks that what they're doing is perfect because it's actually working for them, right? And there is constantly things changing, and that is important. It's absolutely key to change. So before I start, I wanted to let you know if our ideal day stays the same for years, there is an issue, okay? We change, we evolve, we flow. Don't get me wrong, routine is key, and I absolutely love routine, and I have a lot of routine in my day, in my life. But not for decades. As Darwin said, the adaptable ones survive. So it is absolutely key for us to be adaptable. This is why my ideal day will probably be different to what I'm going to mention today if you listen to in a year's time. However, there are a few things that always stay the same and are always constant, and I'll go through them. But before I go into what I do for my ideal day, I thought I'm going to ask you guys a few questions so you can kind of get and set up your ideal day to kind of figure out what's important for you guys. So number one question is what are your values? What do you value most? And cut it down to 3 top values. If you want to know more information about that, Google or get in touch with Dr. DeMartini. He talks about values and how important it is to understand your values and what your values are. And what is your goal? What's your daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, your whole life goal? What is your actual goal? Because if you don't know your values and if you don't know your goal, you can't really set up your ideal day, right? What do you enjoy? What makes you happy? When was the last time you had an ideal day in your thoughts, and what didn't you do and what did you do on that day? What is your ideal wake up time, your ideal sleep time? What responsibilities do you have that you must incorporate in your day? So these are some of the questions to put in there. So let's talk about my ideal day. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit personal here, and I'm going to share with you my 3 top values, and they are, you probably know a bit about it. One of them is health, the top one, then relationships, which is sociability, relationships and holding them close to me together, and then business, right? So those 3 are my top values. So anything that you see me doing clearly relates to them. If I go for a walk, it is in regards to health. If I go hang out with mates and we go to a party, that's relationships. If I work, that is business. So most of the things that I do revolve around those 3 values. And when I do something that doesn't revolve around those 3 values, it actually throws me out a bit and I feel uncomfortable. I don't feel right. And I review my values every year, every 2 years, okay? So the non-negotiables for me that are aligned to these values is usually I wake up with no alarm. Yes, strange, right? But if I have to be somewhere early in the morning where my body doesn't usually wake up around that time, and it changes in winter and summer, I put an alarm, but it's actually really light music. It is not that because that is damaging your health, and I know that, so that's what I do. I ensure that I wake up either with no alarm or minimal noise alarm, okay? And then what I do is I jump up, open the curtains and open the windows in the whole house. I know I'm that crazy person that just goes around opening up all the windows, opening up all the curtains, right? Because air is important, fresh air, okay? Then I drink filtered water. I have a water filter. I ensure I hydrate my body first thing. So go around, open up all the windows, all of the curtains, and have that water. And then I go outside, so straight away after I've gone to the bathroom, I'll go outside and expose my eyes to sunlight as soon as possible with no shoes on. So what that kind of looks like for me at the moment is I go outside and play with the dog. I let Kipper outside, give him a few cuddles. I'm outside. I check my garden, check my veggies, how they're going. But I'm outside for about 5 minutes. Okay, I'm outside. I'm seeing the sun. My circadian rhythm is getting activated. And then brush my teeth, so forth. And then the next thing is move. I move. I need to ensure I'm moving. The first thing, because I was laying there for how long, right? For 6, 7, 8, 9 hours. I was laying in bed, not moving. So movement is key. If that is gym, walking, whatever that looks like, throughout, if it's a walk, this is where I either educate myself on health or business through podcasts, or I put in the other value, which is relationships, and I get in touch with people and make and build upon those relationships. If that's family or friends, I do that. Okay, so there you go. You can see how that's adding onto my values. And then I come home, have a shower with a shower water filter on. Okay, this is all going to come to the end. It's going to make sense when I talk about it and when I'm going to give you the tips. Then with low toxin products, I use on myself and remove whatever, have that shower, okay? And then I eat. Okay, so this is what's on my plate. I ensure it is filled with protein in the morning, to ensure that you have good quality protein in the morning. Organic, seasonal product, which food is never consistent and it changes with seasons. So in summer, it may look like a smoothie bowl. In winter, it may look like a warm, wholesome oats, protein powder, apple bowl, right? Just depends on the seasons, but I ensure. So this is my food. In the morning, it's got protein. And then lunch and dinner, half of whatever I ate has to be green vegetables and other veggies in it, according to the season. And I ensure that they're local and I ensure that they are organic. So, and then I do work, right? Whatever that looks like for the day. So these are the things that are consistent. So whatever that work looks like for me, but also ensure I put in the sociability, so relationship building. I ensure at night I remove blue light from my screens, and I introduce red light at night. I ensure my sleep schedule is, oh my gosh, like I could do a whole episode on my skill schedule. It's like so many things. This is what I mean about routine. I do have routine, but I need to be adaptable and change, okay? I ensure the room is dark, cool, the air is clean, using an air filter, and the sheets are clean, and I'm hydrated throughout the day. So these are the things that do not change usually, okay? The additional things that change depending on the week, month, season, that type of movement. Sometimes I might go gym and do HIIT. Sometimes I might do yoga. Sometimes I might do breathing exercises. My supplements change. My diet changes depending on season. I either journal or I don't journal. I felt like there was one stage where I was actually being like, I have to journal, I have to read. And it was actually making me stressed out. And so I journal when it comes to me, and I journal. I breathe when it comes to me and I need to breathe. Reading in the morning or throughout the day, sauna use also, reflection. These are the things that are the self practices. There's so many of them that I have in it. But let's go into the top 5 key takeaways and the top 5 things. You said top 3. I'm going to give you 5 to ensure that you have an ideal day. For me, if I tick these 5, I know I'm going to have an ideal day. Okay. 1, fresh air. Okay, that goes into hand of opening up all the windows so the house or my office that I'm in has fresh air, and using an air filter. There you have it. So that's 1, fresh air. 2, fresh food. That's organic, local, and in season. 3, fresh water. Filters. I have a shower filter. I have a water filter. I have filters to ensure that the water that I am ingesting or putting on me is filtered and not filled with chemicals, not filled with medicine, pharmaceuticals, bacteria, and so forth, right? Number 4, fresh thoughts / emotions. And this is the reflecting. If I write it down or if I just reflect in my head. And 5, fresh relationships, good quality social relationships around me. That makes up my ideal day. I hope that I shed some light to your question. I want you guys to understand that variety is key for our health, but also consistency is key for our health. I know it's a bit contradicting, but those two are absolutely key for our health, to be consistent but also be variable and adaptable. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at mihaela.raguz on Instagram, and I'll be in touch and hopefully I'll be able to answer any of your questions. If you want to know more information, more little health hacks like these, get interviews with guests and their specials and their bonuses and product specials, absolutely crazy. Some of the stuff that we're giving away is like 30% of initial consultations, 20% of these amazing products. But I only give them away to individuals who are subscribed to the Natural Health newsletter. Link is below on how to subscribe to it. And remember, the missing link between failure and success is your health.